crafty friends, it's Kim back from Memories in Time, and today I am going to do another process video using Happiness Lives Here, and I will be using the Happiness Lives Here card making stamp set. Sort of this is like a cross stitch design. I'll be using that stamp, and these are all the pieces that I will be using today. And yesterday I shared a quick little video of coloring these beautiful wooden embellishments, and so I will be using those as well. But before I get started, I want to do a little treatment on my White Daisy cardstock. I'm doing a base of White Daisy and move all of these things. These are all the pieces that I'm going to be using. That I'm going to stamp, so I'm going to leave that out. These are the pieces I'll be using, so I'm going to move these so that I can determine where I want my, and I'm going to remove my Versamat real quickly. So again, I'm going to shake up my Belle marker, shimmer brush, and it's sort of dry, so I'm just going to squeeze some off to the side. There we go. And I'm going to do this sort of in a visual triangle here, and so I'm going to start right there, and then for the visual triangle I'm going to come right down here. And because this is really wet, it's giving bigger drops, and that kind of makes me happy. There's a few smaller drops right there, but that's okay. I like that. And I'm just going to put the lid back on. And while this is drying, I'm just going to wipe this up. And I am going to let this dry just a quick minute. And while that's drying, look at the beautiful color. I am going to go ahead, and this piece of Belle will need to be dovetailed. And just while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and dovetail that. And then we will do our stamped image while this is drying, before we put everything down. Get these little extra pieces there. And I think I cut that a little off center, but that's okay. There we go. So next we're going to do our stamped image, and I will need my Versamat back now. I'm going to flip the Versamat over, pull in. This is a piece of Belle cardstock that is cut to length, and it is, I'm using the dark side of the Belle, and I am going to use this cute little cross stitch pattern. Love it. Love it. And I have a block that is really, well, no, I guess I need that block. It's really too long. So what I'm going to do, since the block is really too long, I'm just going to stick it on the end. And all I'm doing is seasoning up that stamped image, or that stamp. So now I'm going to ink this up. stamp. And then I'm only going to ink up another little bit and try my best to line that up. It's off a little, but that's okay. Use my stamp chamois and clean my stamp really good. And that is it for the Blue Belle ink. Just gonna put that out of the way. Okay, and now my page is dry. And just to give myself a little stick, and this will come off, I am going to put my page down on my Versamat so that it doesn't move. Okay, and now here are my pieces that I'm going to be using. I'm going to start with this piece first, and I'm going to come in 3 inches. I don't want to get that shimmer on this floral piece, so that's why I moved that out of the way. So I'm going to come in 3 inches, so that would be 9. Just look at that, make sure I'm straight. And now I have these two really cute, I'm going to use like the peach and paprika ticking side. And again, I'm going to, that's the thing about using this adhesive, it does rub off really fast. It's not a permanent adhesive. It's very repositionable, and I love that about it. Okay, now come back in, and we are going to just line these up right along the side, like this. Love it. And I just smeared some Blue Belle right there. Some rub and remove got it off really quickly. Look how pretty that is next to that floral. I love it. And then this is going to come up about 2.5 inches, and it's going to be a little more heavy to this side because this layout is not going to be centered. It's going to be a little off because we're going to have a heavy wooden floral cluster up there in the top corner. I love it. Look how pretty. Look at, and this does not have, this pattern does not have a right side. Like, you could twist that any way you want to twist that. I love it. I think, let me pull this. I think I want to move it this way just a little. Oh no, let me see. This is going to be my photo mat. Let me lay my photo mat down. No, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I'm good there. Okay, so next step is to adhere our photo mat. And I'm just eyeballing this. So before I actually like stick it, I'm going to make sure that it looks straight. I could use my ruler, couldn't I? And I think I want this at about 2 inches. There we go. Now we should be straight. And I love just that little peekaboo of shimmer splatter. I'm learning how to be a fan of white space, but at the same time, I like a little shimmer. And let's do these two at a time, so we make sure our spacing looks good. And all I'm doing is dropping because I want to make sure that my spacing is going to be okay at the top as well. I know I'm getting a little quiet, but I really want to make sure that I space these well. And that's the thing about this adhesive, is if, and that one is extremely crooked. I know I could use my ruler, but I am more of an eyeball kind of girl. All right, there we go. This page is going together pretty quickly. Drop in our 3x3 photo cards, photo placeholders. Now, one thing that I like to do when I actually get pictures for this page, I like to trim my pictures down just a little so that you can see this white edge. To me, it almost makes it look like, just use up a tape runner. It almost makes it look like that you have a white frame around your photo, and then again it sort of gives a little bit of a double matte, and I love that. Okay, and now we are ready. Apparently I've got inky fingers, but that's okay because the photo will cover that. And now we are ready to embellish. And so I'm going to pull my sticker sheet out, and I want to use this tab sticker at the top, and this tab sticker is going to be slightly off from the edge. Oh, I love it. I love it. And then I'm going to put this little filler down. And I'll tell you something I want to do. Since this has a dovetail, let's come right in here and create a little bitty dovetail that follows right along that cross stitch mark. And that cute little thing is going to go. And I didn't put any adhesive right here because I may end up trimming that down just a little. I may, not sure. And then I'm going to put in these stickers that say hello. And I'm going to start with my O. And I do think, well, no, I'm not either. I started to say I do think I'm going to use my ruler, but no, I'm not. I'm just not going to stick it all the way down, just simply because if I want to move it. I do not want these to be completely butt up against each other. I want a little space in between. And that's why I'm starting with my last letter. Love these little, almost like Scrabble tile. Love them. Love, love, love them. And see, this is why I did not put any adhesive. I do not want this to stick out on this side, and so I'm just going to snip. Here we go. And now let's take a look. Stick it down. And now I believe that we are ready for our embellies. That floral, and I'm going to do that floral, and I'm going to do that beautiful little green sprig, and I have this little leaf right there, and I have this little floral right here. And I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to put some pop dot on this. So I think I'm going to have to glue down my leaves. Let's get some glue dots back here. And let's start with this little fella first. Let's start with him right about there. And then let's figure out this guy. So I'm going to use some tape, some thick tape. So I want these leaves right where they are. Lost my little flower for a minute. And so what's going to happen now is I am going to have to layer this dimensional tape. I'm not going to put any there. I'm going to have to layer here on this side. To make sure that this little fella stands up nice and tall to meet the depth of that. And I'm still going to have to layer more. And that may be enough. Yes. Now that adds some dimension. Just looking. And then I can still slide a photo up under there. And now I'm going to put this little guy right there. So I need one more glue dot. And I'm going to put him right there. And I do think turn this around, and I'm going to stick a glue dot right there just to help anchor that on that side. And there we go. That page is finished. What do you think? Do you like it? I know that I absolutely love this Happiness Lives Here. And once, it kind of bothers me a little that I can tell that is there. So let me just sort of squish in a little on that foam tape so that it's a little more hidden. And in a scrapbook page, you won't see it at all. And I love the dimension that that gives. What do you think? I love how these turned out colored, and then add a little shimmer brush on top. And I love that little visual triangle of the shimmer on the white space. So what do you think? Hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below. I'm also posting this on my YouTube page. So if you are a subscriber on my YouTube page, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for coming back to watch. If you are new to my YouTube page, I would love to have you subscribe. I would also love to have you hit the little follow notification bell so that you are notified when I upload new content. So thank you guys. Be sure to hit the like button, and happy scrapping.